January 27th, 2018. We're looking at the lower level water vapor imagery for North America. I like this image, because you can see where all the moisture is and the super dry areas, high pressure. You usually pick out the chemspray. But today we're going to be focusing on here in the Gulf of Mexico. Now, yesterday here there was heavy spraying by the planes. We had heavy spraying by the planes here in western Maryland, and I've seen in Kentucky, all up through there in the Carolinas. We'll look at that here and later on. First, we'll take a look at, this is the visible imagery for the western Gulf. This is two current, so you can see severe storms. That's really cooking right along that coastline now. It just looks like steam, like literal steam in some areas. Anyways, and here is clean long wave infrared imagery of that same area. So you can see these spots are usually focused in one area. You'll see them bubbling up. Now we'll look, here's a geocolor image. And you see this flow coming in from the Atlantic right over Cuba. Bunch of chem bombs. This is a long rope. You see all the chem spraying here over top of Florida. It's bad today. Bad. Now we'll look at some other visible images. I got this on rock, so it's rocking back and forth. I like doing that because you can kind of see the points of origin, or, pinpoint areas where it's bubbling up. That's bad today. Here's a little, this is still the Gulf of Mexico. You can see this is right where my mouse is, the lower level, and between it, and you can see the frequency EMF patterns in that. Then higher level here, this is all chemspray from planes. And you see all this bubbling up here, superheating. And another one. Just amazing. Not amazing, but because there's I've seen potential flood warnings here in Louisiana. Alright, now we'll look at the past 24 hours of next-red activity. Take a look. Have a nice watch. Now I want to focus on three areas. First here in the Carolinas. So you can see them interference patterns. It's part of a bigger vortex pattern. It's kind of like you see over here at the end in California. You see this large circular area. Now this, to me, and usually when you watch it, what it does is create a vortex, and it draws the water vapor towards it. Okay. Now here in the center country in western Kansas, we see some major interference patterns. Now I have a Facebook friend who, he's got good information. He was an engineer that worked on these devices. He helped build HARP, but I've seen he's been sick for the past couple weeks, having lots of seizures because of a super darn that's up here. It's going off. from working around this, I guess, microwaves all the time. He's susceptible to certain frequencies, and it puts him out. Now, this should be kind of like a warning sign for everyone, because, here soon, well, actually, we already are. We're being surrounded by all this microwave energy. The non-ionizing radiation devices are everywhere, okay? And now they say that 10% of the population is EMF sensitive, but they're saying that up to 30 to 40% of the population is sensitive to EMF radiation. But they just don't understand that that's what's making them feel ill. So, with 5G coming out, these things are going to be on every freaking corner. Okay, you drive around, and I swear it seems like you see a new cell phone tower pop up every day. Okay, and like I said, we'll look at the recent image here, and you can see this pattern here in Southern California. Like I said, it tends, usually this one in SoCal, it's chopping up precipitation. You can see that if you go to the IntelliCast Doppler images, you can see the patterns and the pie shapes for where they chop up the precipitation so it doesn't rain in Southern California. Okay. But we'll go back to this image so we can see the flow of the water vapor. And as you see this flow come down, it kind of dissipates around that area. And here in North Carolina, as I said, you can see that flow going right towards that area. Now here in Kansas, I'm not quite sure what's going on, but it seems like it's keeping these two moisture fields separate. Now we'll continue. We'll go to my Facebook page. Here we'll look at, go down, wanted to start right here. This is from, it was pretty much consistent cloud cover over Western Maryland this week. I call them EMF roll clouds. Now sometimes they're, well, I'll just go through and I'll show you once we get there. I don't know if there's anything down here. Let's see. Oh yeah, here was something right here. This is called the Electrodome, 1933. The rain-making tower invented by William Height. Okay? The Electrodome Tower. Now keep that in mind when I'm talking about NextRad or cell phone towers, or what you think are cell phone towers. Continue. Here was something the Noah shared. This is ship tracks off the coast of Portugal, and basically they're chemtrails left by ships. But what I liked about this is, here is quote, ship tracks caused by condensation around pollution. Okay, keyword there is pollution. Now I'm glad, like I said there, I'm glad to see that, because usually they just say, oh, it's condensation or it's water vapor. Here they included pollution. So, bravo, Noah. Thank you for including that. There's some pics from Columbus, Ohio on the 25th. Now here's the guy in Kansas that I was talking about, who was an engineer, helped build HARP, and a lot of information I know came from him. And he's got some wisdom about this stuff. If you don't know about him, look into him. He's got websites and stuff. Here's Argentina from the other night. Watch this chute going up here. That's cooking. That's hot. That is hot. And it's white like that. We'll continue. Here's another fella, if you're not familiar with Pete Roman. He's got great information. This here I shared of his electrostatic aerial spraying. Okay, now they use this stuff, they can coat plants in it. Okay, a lot of us are seeing what looks like spider silk falling from the sky. Okay, now when you look at this shit looks just like it. Okay, now there's an article about where they were using this stuff for cloud seeding. Okay, they spray this electrospun material, nanofibers, into the air to cloud seed, and supposedly it's 4 times more effective than silver iodide. So, there's that. Continue. Here is from the other day, another day of what I call EMF roll cloud covers. You can see all the frequency patterns through all that. Okay, now we go here to video.
Thursday, January 20.
Okay, and you can see this long tubular cloud, and this was like this all day. It was tubular cloud after tubular cloud. When it's right above you, that's what it looks like. Plasma crap. Right, then you got the blue sky in between. Move on. This was from yesterday. Now, you can see a bunch of spraying over top of me in western Maryland through Virginia down to the Carolinas. A bunch of chem haze there. Chem haze. That's what it looked like in the sky. Now pay attention to the Gulf Fair and all this chem haze. And then, yeah, you know what's happening there today. Severe weather. And then look at this rope of chem bombs here, running all the way out from the Atlantic, all the way into the Gulf of Mexico. It's gross. But anyways, that about makes my report for today. We'll end on this image here, because it's really, really cooking there in the Gulf. Look at that. So we'll check back in tomorrow. We'll see if there was any flooding or damage. I know this weather warfare sucks and all. Yeah, I mean, I guess it could be scary times. When you first find out about all this stuff, it's really scary. Like to me, I would have never expected that all of our weather is engineered. They got the climate change story, but I don't think it's the whole story, But through a little bit of research, you can find out the whole story. So take some time and learn. Check back in tomorrow.